What if I told you the average Japanese CEO sleeps only 4 hours a night and wakes up more energized than you do after 8? And no, it's not genetics. It's not some ancient tea ritual. It's a psychological loophole buried in the human brain. So powerful, it's been used by samurai, elite spies, and even modern billionaires to hack their energy, focus, and willpower. This isn't about sleeping less. It's about sleeping smarter. And today, you'll discover the dark psychology behind why most people waste half their lives in bed, while a hidden few mastered their circadian rhythm like puppeteers. Buckle up, because in 10 minutes, your relationship with sleep will be irreversibly broken. Let's start with a brutal truth. You've been lied to about sleep. For decades, we've been fed the same script. You need 8 hours, every night, no exceptions. But here's what the sleep industry doesn't want you to know. Humans don't naturally sleep in one solid block. Anthropologists found that pre-industrial tribes across Africa, South America, and Southeast Asia practice biphasic or polyphasic sleep, shorter, more strategic rest cycles. And Japan, they've mastered it. In Tokyo, executives, artists, and even students use a secret pattern called inemuri, the art of sleeping while present. You'll see salarymen napping on trains, heads bobbing, yet they wake up sharper. No grogginess, no caffeine. How? Because their brains aren't fighting their biology, they're orchestrating it. Meanwhile, in the West, we're drowning in sleep anxiety. We track our REM cycles like accountants, obsess over sleep debt, and still wake up exhausted. Why? Because we're treating sleep like a chore, not a cognitive ritual. But here's the twist. Your brain doesn't care how long you sleep. It cares how intentional it is. The real problem isn't sleep duration, it's sleep meaning. And once you understand the psychological triggers that make your brain crave deep rest on demand, you'll never see bedtime the same way again. So what if the secret isn't sleeping more, but training your brain to believe it's already rested? Let's dive into the first psychological trap, the sleep placebo effect. In a 2014 study, researchers told participants they'd had more or less REM sleep, even though their actual sleep was identical. Those who believed they'd slept deeply performed better on memory and focus tests. Their brains acted rested because their mind said so. This is called cognitive priming, and it's the foundation of Japan's sleep mastery. Now meet the ultradian rhythm, a 90-minute biological pulse that governs not just sleep, but attention, energy, and emotional regulation. While most people crash every 2 to 3 hours, elite performers sync their day to these 90-minute waves. And here's the dark secret. A single 20-minute nap at the end of an ultradian cycle can feel like 4 hours of sleep. Why? Because you're not just resting your body, you're resetting your subconscious. But the real game changer is inemuri, literally being present while asleep. In Japan, this isn't laziness, it's a status symbol. The deeper your focus, the more acceptable it is to nap in public. Why? Because your brain learns rest is not failure, rest is power. Compare that to Western guilt. I shouldn't be tired, I should be productive. That guilt triggers cortisol, the stress hormone that blocks deep sleep. So you lie in bed, exhausted but wired, while your brain screams, you're failing. Now let's expose the emotional trigger behind poor sleep, the bedtime identity crisis. Who are you right before you sleep? If you're scrolling, worrying, or mentally replaying your failures, your brain records that state as who you are. And when you wake up, it resumes that identity. I'm tired, I didn't sleep well, I'm behind. But in Japan, many follow a ritual. Before sleep, they declare their next day self. A whisper. Tomorrow, I wake up sharp. I am focused. I am calm. This isn't affirmation. It's neuro-identity programming. You're not begging for energy, you're commanding your subconscious to deliver it. And here's the kicker. Your brain can't distinguish between real rest and expected rest. Once it believes you've recovered, it releases dopamine and acetylcholine, chemicals that mimic deep sleep. It's not magic, it's mind control. So, the Japanese don't sleep less. They believe they've slept more. And that belief rewires their biology. Now, the darkest twist of all, you've been conditioned to be tired. Think about it. From childhood, we're taught stay up for homework, push through fatigue, coffee is your friend. We wear exhaustion like a badge of honor. I'm so busy I haven't slept in days. It's not just a habit, it's a social identity. But here's what neuroscience confirms. Chronic tiredness is often learned helplessness in disguise. Your brain says, I'm always tired, so I must need to be. It creates a feedback loop. You expect fatigue, you feel fatigue, you justify it, you repeat. And the sleep industry profits from this. Mattress ads, sleep trackers, melatonin gummies, they reinforce the idea that you're broken, that you need a product to fix your rest. But what if the real problem isn't your sleep, but your story about sleep? Japan's secret isn't discipline, it's permission. They've culturally agreed, it's okay to rest, it's okay to nap, it's okay to wake up and feel ready without explanation. That permission removes the psychological resistance that creates grogginess. But in the West, we fight rest. We set alarms with violent sounds. We check emails before our feet hit the floor. We punish ourselves for sleeping in and wonder why we feel drained. The truth is, your brain doesn't wake up tired. It wakes up exactly as you programmed it the night before. If you end your day in stress, your brain resumes stress. If you end it in calm certainty, it delivers calm certainty. And that's why a Japanese salaryman can nap on a train bench, wake up, bow, and crush a presentation, while you hit snooze 5 times and need 3 coffees just to feel human. It's not about hours, it's about psychological surrender. It's about stopping the war with your biology and starting a conspiracy with it. So, how do you actually use this? Step 1. Hack the 90-minute rhythm. Set a timer. Work for 90 minutes, then rest for 20. No screens, just closed eyes and breath. Even if you don't sleep, your brain enters hypognosia, the edge of sleep, where creativity and recovery explode. Step 2. Rewrite your bedtime story. Tonight, say this out loud. I am deeply rested. My mind is sharp. I wake up energized. Not as a wish, as a fact. Your subconscious doesn't argue, it obeys. Step 3. Practice inemuri, guilt-free. Nap in your par, on the couch, even at your desk. Set a 20-minute alarm. Don't call it napping, call it system reset. And when you wake up, stand up immediately. No grogginess, no hesitation. Act like someone who just had a full night's sleep, because your brain will catch up. And finally, break the coffee dependency. Not by quitting caffeine cold turkey, but by replacing the ritual. Instead of coffee equals energy, make intention equals energy. Splash cold water. Say your power phrase. Stretch. Your brain will link those actions to alertness. No chemical crutch needed. This isn't about sleeping less. It's about reclaiming your mind's power to define rest. Because the most dangerous lie in modern life is this: you need more sleep. What you really need is less resistance, less guilt, less fear of stillness. Imagine waking up, not because the alarm screamed, but because your brain wanted to. Already sharp, already winning. So here's the final question. What if you're not tired, but just believing you are? Drop a comment, I am rested, and watch how fast your brain starts to believe it. Then share this with someone who's tired of being tired, because the revolution isn't in the bed, it's in the mind.